Dear students, today in this video I am going to discuss about marginal cost. First of all, meaning of marginal cost. Marginal cost is the change in total cost when an additional unit of output is produced. So that means whenever one extra unit is produced and due to that additional unit, whatever changes that take place in the total cost is said to be marginal cost. Now the formula to find out marginal cost is MCN is equals to TCN minus TCN minus 1. Here N means number of units and therefore MCN means marginal cost of N units of output, and in order to find out that total cost of N units of output and from that total cost of N minus 1 units of output is to be subtracted. Initially, with the increase in production, marginal cost decreases, and after some point it increases. That means here also initially marginal cost will decrease and then it again start increasing. And due to this trend itself, if we look at the curve of marginal cost, it looks like a hockey stick or a tick mark. As you can see over here in the table, initially with an increase in production as total output increases, see initially marginal cost decreases, and after that it again start increasing. See, up till third unit marginal cost is decreasing, but after the production of third unit is over, that means from fourth unit onwards marginal cost has continuously started increasing. Now how to find out this marginal cost? See, as told earlier, that from for whichever unit marginal cost is to be found out, total cost of that particular unit, and from that total cost of the previous unit produced is to be subtracted. Say for example, for second unit of output, if we are supposed to find out marginal cost, then total cost of second unit is rupees 16, and from that total cost of previous unit, that means total cost of first unit is to be subtracted. So when 9 is subtracted from 16, answer obtained is 7. So see, in the second unit marginal cost is 7. Similarly, if we find out marginal cost of third unit, so total cost of third unit minus total cost of n minus 1, that means second unit, so 21 minus 16, so marginal cost comes to 5. So in the similar manner, marginal cost for all the units can be found out. Now most importantly, interrelationship between average cost and marginal cost. Why this relationship is important? So they say that producer in long run decides to continue production when price of a commodity is more than average cost. Definitely when price, the SP selling price of a commodity will be more than the cost, then only a producer would decide to carry on with the production. So here they say that in a long run period of time, when price is more than average cost, then only producer continues with the production, and similarly in a short run will take decision to continue the production when price of commodity is more than marginal cost. So that means for short run period of time, when price is more than the marginal cost, only then a producer would continue with the production. Now, in order to understand this concept of interrelationship between average cost and marginal cost, a table has been given over here, and in this schedule, as you can see, units of output has been given, total cost has been given, and average cost as well as marginal cost has been given over here. From the basis of total cost, average cost as well as marginal cost both can be found out. We have already studied about both the type of cost, that how to find out average cost and how to find out marginal cost. So on this basis, average cost and marginal cost has been found out, and On this basis itself, majorly three types of relationship between average cost and marginal cost can be derived. And when we draw the diagram on the basis of the schedule, what kind of relationship is obtained can be stated as given here. See, first relation is marginal cost is less than average cost. So initially, when marginal cost curve is decreasing, it remains below average cost curve. See, even when you will look at the table, so at that time, initially when production is increasing, at that time both average cost as well as marginal cost both are decreasing. However, marginal cost is decreasing more rapidly as compared to average cost, and therefore the curve of marginal cost is below the average cost curve. Now next relation is marginal cost is equals to average cost. So when average cost is at its minimum, as we have already studied that average cost it initially decreases, then it reaches at a minimum level, and after that only it again begins to increase. So here also initially both were decreasing, but after that when average cost is at its minimum point, at that time itself marginal cost and average cost they both become equal, and therefore at that time marginal cost curve intersect the average cost curve from below. Last relation is MC is greater than AC, that means marginal cost is greater than average cost. So when marginal cost curve intersect average cost curve, then they both start to increase. But just like initially when both were decreasing, and the decline in marginal cost was rapid as compared to average cost curve, and therefore it was below the average cost curve. So similarly when they both start increasing, so in the same manner marginal cost curve increases more rapidly as compared to average cost curve, and therefore at this point of time marginal cost curve is above the average cost curve. Talking about long run average cost curve, so according to Benham, in the long run there is no distinction between fixed and variable cost. We have already seen about the classification of cost, wherein mainly there are two classification like short run and long run, but there was no further classification in long run. The only classification was seen in short run, where there was fixed cost and variable cost. So according to Benham, in a long run period of time there is no such classification of fixed cost and variable cost in long run period of time. So in order to increase production in the long run, factors of production can be altered in any proportion, and therefore the scale of a firm expands. So in a long run period of time, all the factors of production may be altered. Say for example machinery, plant, building, all these can be altered, and therefore with this production can be increased. And not only this, the size of the entire firm also expands. Thus, factors which are fixed in the short run become variable in the long run. So, no doubt these plant and machinery, building, which were fixed factors of production for a short run period of time, but in a long run they can be altered, and therefore we may conclude that in long run all the factors of production become variable. Now, talking about the concepts of revenue, as this chapter not only covers the concepts of cost but it also covers about the concepts of revenue. So first of all we are supposed to study about total revenue. Total income received by firm from sale is called total revenue. That means whatever income is received by a firm by selling units of output, that is said to be total revenue of that firm. Firm's total income is based on two things: price per unit and total sales. Definitely, total income will be based only upon these two things. That means how much units are sold and at what price each unit is sold. If there is a change in any or in both of these factors, then definitely the total revenue of firm would also change. Formula has been given over here in order to find out total revenue. Total revenue is equals to Q into P. Q over here means quantity sold and P means price of commodity or price per each unit. So this is how total revenue can be found out. Say for example, if a firm has sold 100 units of a commodity and price per each unit is rupees 50, so total revenue would be 100 into 50, which is equals to rupees 5000. Now next one is average revenue. So it means revenue per unit of output sold, just like average cost. Here also average revenue means the revenue per unit of output sold. That means by selling one unit on an average, how much of revenue is being obtained. So here also formula is equals AR is equals to TR upon Q. That means average revenue is equals to total revenue divided by quantity sold. Last one is marginal revenue. Marginal revenue, just like marginal cost, here also marginal revenue is the change in total revenue which results from sale of one more unit of a commodity. That means marginal revenue is revenue from sale of one additional unit. When we sell one additional unit, and due to that whatever is the change in the total revenue, this itself is said to be marginal revenue. Formula, just like marginal cost, here also instead of cost only it is to be replaced with revenue, no other changes there. MRN is equals to RN minus RN minus 1. That means marginal revenue, here also again N means number of units sold. So marginal revenue of N units is equals to revenue from the sale of N units minus revenue from the sale of N minus 1 units. Thank you, students.